Hello, everyone. I'm Lauren Albandian. I am the owner coordinator for NORWAC, the Northwest Astrological Conference, and our conference is actually happening virtually this year as it did last year. And the dates for the conference are May 27th through 31st. You can find us at norwac.net, and you can explore, peruse to your heart's content the schedule of events. You can scroll down, click on any of the lectures. You'll find speaker bios and all of their additional lectures. And today I'm with Nina Gryphon, which thank you very much for taking the time to sit with me today and tell us more about your lectures. I'm going to tell the audience a little bit more about you, at least that what I have from your bio. And it says that you are a practicing astrologer and a corporate lawyer living in Los Angeles. What an interesting combination. Her predictions have appeared in many major publications and has been interviewed on radio and TV. She received her JD, her degree, and MA and BA from Stanford University and completed John Frawley's Hawley Apprenticeship. Let's say that again. I won't start again. John Frawley's Horary Apprenticeship. Since then, she has studied with Deborah Holding. Nina practices traditional astrology with special emphasis on astrological magic, which is very hot these days, and publishes a popular monthly guide, Magical Elections to the best upcoming magical. Is that the name of it? Magical Elections.
That's it. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah, magical elections. So this is looking at the best upcoming magical elections, which includes detailed magical guidance and education. In addition, Nina writes a horary astrology column for the Mountain Astrologer, which can be certainly delivered to you in the mail, which I receive, or you can certainly get online. And we love having folks support the Mountain Astrologer. It's been around for a very long time. So Nina, you have 2 lectures at NORWAC. And you've lectured 1 or 2 times before for NORWAC?
Yes, I have. And I think I talked about political astrology of Aries ingresses and some of my other interests. But this year, I feel like astrological magic is having a moment. And so that's what we'll be focusing on.
Yeah, it's definitely.
So
definitely.
yeah.
So let me tell the audience what you were talking about. You're lecturing on Friday, May 28th at 2:30 p.m. in that specific time. So adjust that for wherever you're at on the planet. And it's called Astrological Magic for Neophytes, which I'm sure there are a lot of us out there. I have certainly been in and around the magic world, Wiccan world, and obviously it's a nice blend. It's a good blend. They go well together. So tell us a bit more about what a neophyte will be gaining from you in that particular lecture.
Absolutely. So this is something that I specifically created for NORWAC because I realized that a lot of folks there, know some astrology, obviously, but may or may not know a lot about magic, probably the same boat that you may find yourself in, Laura. And so, however, what I also try to do is even if for folks don't know a lot about astrology, they can go to this talk because I know a lot of people get into astrology by going to NORWAC, right? They kind of just check out the community, right? They may not be super knowledgeable yet, but it's kind of their gateway drug, as it were. And so, if I may say that.
Of course.
The thing that I wanted to do here is make a lecture that explains what astrological magic is, but also give people, regardless of their level of expertise in either astrology or magic, some basic things that they can do immediately to start working with astrological magic building blocks. How can you make like a basic talisman or like a little planetary ritual? And just because it's beginner or basic doesn't mean it's less powerful. So this is just a great way for people to get interested in it, to learn a little bit more. And then if they want to go to my other lecture, which is more advanced, they can always do that.
Right. So in terms of just some basic terms for folks, what is a talisman? I mean, I know what it is, but
absolutely.
Yeah.
Not everyone may know. Sure.
Right.
So a talisman is literally a physical object that you make during a magical ritual. And obviously, talismans don't have to be astrological. It's a very big category. But the way that I use the term here is that you have an astrologically timed magical ritual. That's really what makes it astrological magic, right? And during that ritual, you might make a physical object like a talisman that embodies the essence or energy of a particular planet, right? So if you want Venus for love or popularity, you could make a Venus talisman during a Venus moment, right? So that's really what we're doing here. We're just putting all these pieces together to help you harness that planetary energy.
Great. In terms of determining a Venus moment or a
Mhm.
moon moment, what are some of the criteria you're looking for that moment to actually represent a Venus moment?
Absolutely. So in the beginner class, we'll keep it pretty simple because again, a lot of folks may not have, a lot of facility with electional astrology, which is the art of choosing a particular moment. So we're going to be working with planetary days and planetary hours,
Great.
right? So without giving away too much, every planet has a day of the week associated with it since antiquity and in fact across different cultures. It's really fascinating that in China, Venus Day there is Venus Day in the West historically. I don't know how that happened, but it's kind of amazing if you think about it, right? And then, of course, every day has different hours associated with each of the planets. So if you want maximum Venus energy, you could make a talisman during Venus's hour on a Venusian day and just enjoy the raw, unadulterated Venus experience.
And do it while indulging in chocolate, of course.
That's right. That's required. Thank you.
And so on Sunday, so that one is on Friday. And then on Sunday, May 30th at 10:45 a.m. Standard or Pacific Daylight Time at that moment,
Mhm.
you'll be doing a more advanced uh, lecture on this topic called Electing for Magic and Talismans. What will make this, just simply, what will make this a more advanced kind of lecture?
Yeah, absolutely. So here it's probably best for folks who are, who have a little bit of facility with astrology. Maybe they've done a little bit of even just a little bit, electional astrology. The difference here is that we start getting into things like planetary movement, right? So we go beyond planetary hours and planetary days, and we start looking into an ephemeris. Okay, when is Venus actually going to be the strongest this month or this year, depending on your time range, right? And then what are some of those key criteria? How does the moon fit into it? How does another planet, for example, like the ruler of the ascendant of the planet fit into it? So there are simply more factors and it's going to be a little bit more technical. So again, it just depends on where you are in terms of your astrological, experience.
Right. I remember as a student always taking advanced material. And at the same time, I was taking the material that was appropriate for where I was at in my study and
Mhm.
would cycle back through the material again so that even though when I went back to taking the advanced or intermediary stuff, the things that were contained in my brain from the advanced stuff would have more import or more meaning. So I certainly encourage folks to take the first one if you're new to this, and then come to the second one as well and take copious notes. I mean, just be there to absorb that information. So when you're looking at a more detailed or advanced concept for, let's stick with the Venus concept that we were working with, would you be applying things like essential dignities? And then we're talking about other aspects to other planets so that, trying to elevate Venus to her best position that she can.
Energy.
Right.
That's right. That's exactly right, Laura. So we're just adding factors that help Venus be even stronger. But, to Laura's earlier point, I think I really recommend this. And it's so true, right? Don't just stay at your level of expertise, right? Don't let people box you into feeling like a beginner. Sure, you might go there and many things will be over your head, but that we've all had that experience, right? Nobody comes out of the womb knowing this stuff, right? And so it's just so great when you can go, absorb as much as you can and then go over it later. It'll make more sense as you gain familiarity and proficiency. Totally agree.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And as you said, astrological magic is definitely having its moment. It's been having its moment for a bit, and I think that's going to carry on. And so I suspect that this will do well. I suspect it will do well indeed. So, and you are such a fine lecturer. I mean, the ability to get your information out with clarity, and I just love the way you present. So I think everybody's going
Thank you,
to
Laura.
enjoy this. Absolutely. Absolutely. So thank
All
you
right.
very much, Nina, for taking the time to spend with me today and informing our audience of more about what it is you do, and where can people find more information about you?
Sure. Well, you can find me on most social media. You know, I'm on Facebook under Nina Gryphon, or you can go to Instagram. I'm Nina Gryphon there. Or you can just go to my website, ninagryphon.com. If you sign up for my newsletter, which just goes out once a month so you don't get spammed, I always have my appearances listed there. And so NORWAC is definitely in there. So that way, if you want to check out a lecture or something, you just check out the newsletter and all the information is there, you know, including like a registration link. So
Perfect. So those of you who want to understand more or find out more information about NORWAC, go to norwac.net. We've got the schedule, we've got the speakers page, we've got audio from past NORWACs and video from last year. So you'll find information or audios